I wanted to open the show, though, with John Riggins' jersey from the most iconic play in the history of Washington football, and maybe in DC sports altogether, being up for grabs and being won in auction this past week. So we were going to have John Riggins on the show because he was talking about the fact that the jersey was being auctioned. He ended up getting busy on Radio Row. He was going to pick up the phone and call us. Didn't want to do that, and that's fine. Didn't work out. But he ends up having his jersey go yesterday for $470,000. The winner is a star of a TV show called Selling Sunset. I think that's some type of...
It's a real estate show, I think.
Yeah, it's like a reality real estate show. I've never watched a minute of it, but I can connect the dots and guess what it is.
Because you can't actually sell sunsets. That's like above your...
It would be hard to do that. But the guy's name is Jason Oppenheim. He grew up in Northern California. I don't know if he was a big John Riggins fan or Redskins fan, which it was, but he always wanted like a Riggins jersey as a kid. Well, he spent $470,000 to get the jersey that John Riggins wore in the Super Bowl as he pulled away from the Miami Dolphins to win Washington a title.
That's interesting that it's not, again, Northern Virginia or D.C. area kind of lifelong fan. Maybe he was just from afar, but maybe it's more collector, and that's what I care about more so than the memory of it, if that makes sense. Like, to me, someone who would pay that has that memory, and it means so much to them. Now, again, maybe he was a then Redskins fan from all the way across the nation. I have no idea, but that may be more about the collectible for somebody like that than it is fandom stuff. Because to me, like, I'm not paying that for anything, let alone, I guess, just a house. I've done that once. But anything other than that, I would need... every time I look at it, to be reminded of one of the most joyful moments of my life. And that's how I could justify collecting something like that. For him, it may just be different. It may be this is a collectible, and that's all I care about because I like collecting things.
Well, when I hear, though, that as a kid, his number one want at the holidays at some point was a John Riggins jersey, a John Riggins t-shirt or whatever, it tells me that whether it was the Redskins or Riggins himself, he was a big fan of the player.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's completely random and it's just stockpiling another piece of the collection. Just reading from ESPN.com here. To Oppenheim, Riggins' run represents more than just a touchdown to give Washington a 20-17 lead. It doesn't matter that he was only 5 years old at the time and only remembers his love of Riggins more than watching the play or the game itself. That was 70 chip, man. That was 4th and 1. And it was a situation where Washington was able to take a lead. They would not relinquish. 43-yard touchdown, just over 10 minutes to go. I would have to say you would be wrong to suggest that's not the biggest play in DC sports history. Now, there are others in the vicinity. You could say Howie off the foul pole. It's probably right up there. That's a World Series moment in Houston. You could go with
Darryl Grant's interception,
NFC Championship game,
the We Want Dallas game.
There's a short list, but I think a Super Bowl winning run by arguably the most iconic player in team history, who is a Hall of Famer. Like, there is no poster on walls in this town more than that one. If you walk by our program director's office right now, that John Riggins jersey being pulled out of his pants as he's running down the field moment, that shot it's just legendary. But it got me to thinking about if you were able to have one item, one piece of memorabilia, one keepsake, an artifact, we'll call it, in DC sports history, what would you want? And we can open up the phones on this to kick off the show today, have a little fun, let our hair down here 12 days into February at 800-636-1067, 800-636-1067. This guy just dropped $500,000 on the Riggins jersey, and I think a lot of people might want that jersey, by the way. That might be the answer. But you get one DC sports artifact. What are you going with?
That would certainly be up there, that jersey. I mean, my heroes were Art Monk and Cal Ripken, and are not exactly DC, but is what we had at the time. But to me, it would have to be something a little bit more off the beaten path. The thing that I thought of was the old home plate from before the Nationals came. So go back to Griffith Stadium where the Senators played, and they kind of moved on and put everything in storage. They ripped the seats up and took everything away, and wherever they ended up playing all those years, and then the team was ripped away before the Nationals came back. I'd love to be able to have that art piece where it's the centerpiece of baseball in DC, something I always wanted to be part of. I couldn't believe it. It seemed so far away that we'd actually have a team of our own. And now it's to the point they have a championship. They've been good. They've been bad. We can be frustrated about them, have the normal sort of run-of-mill baseball conversations that I always dreamed of having as a kid. I would want the old home plate from the Washington Senators.
I think that you're getting a little cute, and I love it because it was way off the path.
Yeah.
Like, I did not consider that at all. Pretty cool. That would stop me in my tracks. If I'm at your house walking through your man cave, I'm going, wait, what? Really? That's a pretty neat thing. I got to say, there's 50 things I'd probably rather want. And maybe it doesn't speak well to me, but it's a lot of stuff from my lifetime that just had more meaning to me. But I love the history of what you're rolling with. Where were you on April 6th, 2025?
April 6th, 2025. That's my sister's birthday. I'm just stalling because I don't know the answer. I don't know.
You were at Caddies in Bethesda with me.
Oh!
And we were watching Alex Ovechkin surpass Wayne Gretzky as the NHL's all-time leading goal scorer. This took place again a year ago in April. On the 6th, 2025, he achieves the milestone by scoring his 895th career goal. Second period against the New York Islanders at UBS Arena. So you're asking me, well, Grant, I don't understand. Well, what do you want from, you want ice? You want the net? What are you looking for? I want Ovi's stick. Can I have his uniform too, or do I only get to keep the stick? Is uniform and stick more than an artifact? Is that too much?
It's if you just went his gear from 894.
Gear.
Right? You see what I'm saying?
Is good.
Yeah, because now it becomes one item.
Give me gloves, helmet, stick, jersey, like all of it.
Like it's like a wire mannequin of it? Yeah.
If I'm going to stick to the script here and not, win the game by just changing the rules like my kid does when we play Trouble, I will say I want Ovi's stick that he used to score the record-breaking goal that surpassed Wayne Gretzky. And if I can't have the stick, then I want that sweater. Game-used jersey, signed by Alex Ovechkin to hang in the basement when he beat Ilya Sorokin for a goal total that nobody had ever reached before. 7:26 into the second period.
What would be your hierarchy of preference there with puck, a stick, helmet, jersey, gloves?
I will take the puck, don't get me wrong, but the puck's really only cool to display in a sense if it comes with the stick and some other things. So that would be down the board a little bit. It's just smaller and every puck looks the same, you know what I'm saying? So I would go stick one, stick and puck would look great together. Then I would go kit. So sweater, gloves, helmet, on display. If I'm going one by one, I would say stick, sweater, gloves, helmet in that order, probably.
Yeah.
Give me another one, more contemporary.
Yeah. Mine kind of it seemed to revolve around baseball an awful lot, which is interesting. Just where my mind went in terms of it. I'd love Ryan Zimmerman jersey from his rookie year, something to that effect. Frank Robinson Nationals jersey from that was autographed. Obviously, you can't do it now posthumously, but something to that effect. But that's kind of where my brain wandered in terms of artifacts, and I wonder that's just kind of maybe the nature of the sports, right? Where it's like, again, I was there for all the Redskins stuff too. I loved it, but having a football, like a jersey, just sort of feels like everybody else's type stuff. I know, but you're right. It's that's more mainstream.
Couple more I've come up with. Question for you guys. This is in honor of finding out last night, just yesterday, that John Riggins' jersey that he wore as he broke away from the Miami Dolphins on 4th and 1 in Super Bowl 17 went for $470,000. You get any DC Sports artifact that you want for free to display. What would you choose? 800-636-1067. So what about, I think this would look really cool. In the same way that your old home plate would, I want the part of the foul pole in Houston that eat more chicken foul pole. I just need to cut out a little bit of a square of it.
There's a little smudge and a little dent on it.
But it's not small, not like the size of a dinner plate. I want the actual shape. I don't know if it'd be square or triangular.
Yep.
But I want 4 feet tall of it to put on a display.
That's amazing.
And the foul pole where Howie went
boom
and crush the foul pole. That's what I want. I probably shouldn't hit the microphone. Sorry about that.
That's well, we're testing them out.
We're testing the microphones in a studio that we're not normally in today, and I decided to slap the microphone for effect.
Well, listen, that's how you test it.
Yes.
It has been tested. That foul pole answer is a great one, by the way. That may be the one seat. I'd love an RFK seat from back in the day.
Do you want one of the really gross orange ones from late when DC United was there that's like in the middle section?
Less that and more like this.
One of the OG seats.
Yeah, but even still, they'd be gross and too small for my giant buttocks. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, in general, like just something to have for display.
My last one I came up with. What about Braden Holtby's glove from The Save? When Holtby made, it was
because it was with his stick.
It was a stick save, right? But that night, the Braden Holtby glove. I guess you could display a goalie stick. That works. I think it even broke in that moment, maybe. But I think his glove from the night of the save and just the playoff run, it's the same one he wore throughout the Stanley Cup run. I think I would love a Braden Holtby glove.
That'd be pretty neat. Would you put it in like a glass case?
Of emotion? Yeah, I think I would. I mean, I have so much stuff now, nothing that cool in my basement, but I have like just a cool setup of a bunch of stuff that's already displayed. And the way that we've kind of styled it, and by we I mean me, it's the one area of my house
that you get
that I don't have to be dictated to on. It's just kind of stuff thrown together in almost like a museum way. Now, it's not like you're picking through it and there's things under things, but it's not spaced out and neat. It's kind of all just kind of in a mishmash. It's the glove would just, you want something that stands out, and I think that would definitely.
Oh, definitely would. Like this, because it doesn't look like a baseball glove that you're used to seeing. What is that? This big, giant, padded, huge, it looks like a Venus flytrap and a glove had a seedy night in a hotel room.
Well, I actually have a bunch of sticks already, like game-used cap sticks, but it's the most random collection of players ever. Like the sticks I have in my basement, I've got a TJ Oshie, I've got an Eric Fair game-used stick, I've got a Dmitry Orlov game-used stick, a Carl Olsner. Too many of them are left-handed, to be honest. But I've got...
I was going to say, how'd you end up with so many lefties?
It was
bad luck. Yeah.
What was available semi on the cheap at like the game-used stores that they have at Cap One Arena.
Fun.
But yeah, I walked out of the arena before with a Fair, with an Orlov. The Oshie one is the one I use the most playing with my kid in the basement. And I've just run that thing into the ground. The Fair one, right-handed as well, is pretty good, but it's longer. That's the other thing. You sleep on like these big dudes.
Yeah.
Their sticks are huge. And the size of these guys' sticks.
I know. It's like head tall, right?
It's out of control.